Freaky Cross. Hi, my name is Anna, and I'm a singer.
Hi, my name is Peyton, and I'm a dancer.
And today, what are we doing today?
Today, we are back for a very exciting comeback reaction. This time we'll be reacting to Purple Kiss.
Yes, so Purple Kiss is back with a new release. The song is called Mem Mem. I'm really glad they have it in Korean on the side because for the longest time we only saw the English title and we're like, how do you read this? But now we know. And obviously in advance we have watched the teasers for this, so we kind of know what to expect. It's a very hard concept. That being said, let us go! It's a safe? Or no? It's not a safe.
I mean, it is a safe.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Whoa.
Oh, they literally spell it out too. Okay.
Oh. When we said it was, it's like right from the beginning.
Yeah.
I like this part. Right, because yeah.
What is it?
Like
spinning in your head all the time. Yeah, I get it. Oh. Yeah.
But it's also a good play on like the English word memory.
I didn't think about that.
I love that shot.
That
Are they still
part
witches
was really
in this?
cool. Maybe because earlier they were doing like enchanting or something. I think it was in the lyrics. Like and there was the timepiece for like, you know, hypnotizing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. This is like there was like a slow down and tempo effect. Here too. Speed up.
There's a lot of playing with this where it's also me. And it's a palindrome.
Yeah, I mean they say that in the lyrics too. Kokuro.
Oh, you're right.
Like oh, that's a nice slide. Yeah, under a spell. There we go.
They are still witches.
Oh, they're doing like an intense outro.
Oh, I like the ending.
There's still like 10 seconds left.
Oh. That is such cool imagery.
Oh.
Okay, so let's just jump right into a few comments. The first thing let's talk about is circling, which like we talked about the word that mem is derived from during the reaction, memtorda, which is like circling, I guess, rotating, right?
Yeah.
I need okay, I was like, I need confirmation.
Sorry. When you said memtora, I was like, huh? Because I only ever hear it in the conjugated form, which like memtora. So.
Memtora, right? It sounds so weird with like the non-conjugated form. Anyway, it's like circling, like rotating. Thank you for the validation.
Oh.
But there's two really like types of circling here. One is very aggressive and one is very like smooth and seductive. So let's talk about it and what it functions as in the dance. So the aggressive one is like knocking something into your head, like making sure it stays, which comes out the most clearly on the mem mem mem, when they're like circling with their finger, but also the way they're doing it, it's really aggressive. It's an accent forward and they're knocking something into their head. So I kept thinking of like a crank, like when you're turning something in, like a nail, and it's like forcing an idea into your head in this case. And like honestly, very effective because that part of the song is so catchy. I was singing it the whole time in my head. I was writing notes. I was like doing it to the beat. But also there's like the slower, more seductive circling, and it's very hypnotizing. And in the middle of the reaction, Anna was like, oh, it's like a thing, like you're hypnotizing. And literally in my head, I was like, dang it, there goes my comment. But I'm gonna say it anyway. There is so much of that like hypnotizing feeling in this. There are slower circles they do in their hands, sort of like they're casting a spell. There's also a lot of circling they're doing in their hips and in their shoulders. And I think we were like, oh, are they still witches in this? And obviously they still are. But I think it's really interesting to have the contrast of the two, like a more aggressive but also more hypnotizing, because they get you in different ways. Also on the topic of spell, the way they have their like hand here. Maybe I just read a lot of magic books, but I was like, oh, it's literally like spell casting. Anyways, I also want to talk about the palindrome feeling, because obviously the title is a palindrome, and also like Anna pointed out to me, because I wasn't paying attention to the lyrics, they literally are like, oh, it's the same forwards and backwards. I really liked how they carried that into the dance, because there are a lot of times when their facings are half forward, half backwards, and they're sort of like interspersed, but the way they're doing it, if you took it and flipped it around, it would look exactly the same, because some of them have reversed the movements rather than just doing the same thing to the back. So it really is like the dance becomes a palindrome as well. So I thought that was really interesting, like the way the concept carried in. But also I just wanted to take a minute to talk about the visuals in this, because I am so obsessed with this imagery and like the sets and everything. It's so dark and like haunted feeling, and I especially really liked the one at the end where then it zoomed out and it was like they were in someone's head. Reminded me of like a horror story or something, and I just really like that. And I think that's one reason that I really like the Purple Kiss concept. So I was into it. It's got in my head. So Anna's turn.
Hello, it is time for my comments now, and to start with, I guess just like general overall comments for the song. Like we said in the beginning that we had gotten from the teaser, I was like, oh, it's like a hard concept, and it's like that right off the bat, right from the start. The sound style that the song is going for is like pretty popular in K-pop lately. The more like intense beats, heavy percussion, synth usage, a lot of distortions, what I call like chaotic perk, which is a lot of like synth bass or like more sound effect styles, like a clank noise or like a crash noise sort of. Those more like chaotic noises that are associated with like destruction of things basically really attribute themselves to a harder concept because it's like more aggressive sounds. So that is definitely present in like the basis for the song, which you get right off the bat. But one thing specifically about this song that I'm going to talk about for the rest of my comments is they have a lot of really good contrast in this, and it's contrast in a lot of different ways, which really adds to like the hypnotic feeling. So I think one of the most obvious ones is the one that I talked about for the second pre-chorus, where it feels like the tempo is changing. Leading into the second pre-chorus, there's sort of like this descent and like a wrap-up sound effect, and then it goes into the second pre-chorus, and there the beat has changed. So because of that change, it feels like the song has slowed down, but the tempo hasn't actually slowed down. So that's a really cool effect that they use. But then as the second pre-chorus continues, leading up to the chorus, you get the beat divide that you're used to, like a da 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 sort of thing leading up to a chorus drop. Initially, I was like, oh, I don't think they're speeding up. I think it's just an effect because of the beat change. But after listening to it again, I think they actually might be speeding up the tempo, which is nice because you feel like you don't really get a lot of tempo changes in K-pop or just pop songs in general. Instead, it's like the effect of a tempo change by a beat change. I really enjoyed that. And then the other contrast moment that I really want to highlight is in the melodies that they're singing. There's a lot of big leaps. One of the obvious ones is the switch up in the second verse, like dynamically. And it's also like whispered, so it feels like she's casting a spell. But also in the melody that they're singing, I'm thinking especially towards the beginning of the song. I think it's the pre-chorus. It'll be here, and then it'll suddenly leap up in pitch. So that switch from like your chest mixed voice to singing in your head voice is also very enchanting. It gives like a sort of mystical feeling. And here's where my weird comparison comes in. The best thing that I could think of is like in Disney princess songs, you'll see that a lot. Like, a lot of big leaps, they, like, are captivating. So it's that sort of similar effect. Does that make sense? I know it's a weird comparison, but it was, like, the first thing that my mind think of. And that is where I'm ending my comments today.
Alright, well, that being said, it's time to TLDR, and TLDR for this reaction is, first and foremost, Purple Kiss. Congratulations on your comeback with Mem Mem. This was a very captivating and enchanting song and performance, and obviously it had us on the edge of our seats paying attention, falling into it, and we are really excited to see what the promotions for this will be like. But before promotions happen, we know that a few of the members have COVID, so first and foremost, we hope that they get better, that everyone else stays safe, and that they can take this time for a much-needed break. After that, we'll be excited for promotions.
So if you would like to talk with us more about Purple Kiss, about this release, then feel free to reach out to us on our socials, which are linked in the cards. And as always, if you enjoyed this reaction video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and bye!